What is up, catfish people? Hope everybody's having a good day. Checking in from Lake Wiley. I haven't gone live in a long time out on the water. It's cold, it's sunny, and it's windy, and it's not a good day to be fishing. I'm trying to take my sunglasses off here and get to an angle where I can actually see the screen. That'll work there, I think. What is up, Kentucky Cat Man? I hope you're doing good, pal. Nice seeing you. When was it? Last night in the chat there. Jeremy jumping in. Jimmy, what is up? Hope y'all are doing good. I am bundled up, needless to say. It's a little bit chilly. Hello, Texas. What is up down there? Lee Huffman waking up, getting out of bed. Brian Walker. What's up, guys? Hope y'all are doing good. Yeah, I'm just out here hog hunting, actually. Jonathan Bevins, what's up? Hell, we got in there. Good little crowd. Good little crowd. Basically, hog hunting. I'm set up. Did some looking around. I haven't been fishing in a while, and decided to get back out here and mess around a little bit. Spent yesterday catching bait, and got bait in here. God, that sun is bad. The bad part is I don't have my little camera bracket, so I'm having to hold my phone in my hand. Um, that was bad of me not to have it. So, yeah, I'm on Wiley Don, trying to. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it, buddy. Trying to see if there's any big catfish. I decided to come up here and anchor up, and I rode around in the middle part of the lake. I made one drift, but there was some current and there was some wind, and they were in opposite directions, and it didn't work out. Uh, so I came up here and said, I'm gonna chunk out some big baits and just see what happens. So, man, the sun is nasty bad in my eyes. I'm gonna have to put a hat on here. Let me finagle some stuff around here. 6 rods in the water. I got white perch. Like I said, there's a wind that's kind of northeasterly, which is kind of just enough to be a pain in the butt. Got some new gloves. I'll tell you about those in a second. Game changer. Uh, Let me get my hat. I'm gonna put my hat on. My ears will freeze, but that's okay. See what y'all are saying. Put my hat on. There we go. I can use my hat. Block that sun out of my eyes. That's so much better. That's actually doable now. Sorry about the moving video. I hate when video moves around and bops around like that's a pain in the butt. So Lake Barkley. Is it windy there? It's windy here. It's not horribly bad, but it's not, I don't know, it's kind of swirly. It's just enough to make it a pain in the butt. I'll put my glove back on. All right, so I got some cheater gloves. Work on my hand. I'm cheating a little bit here, okay? I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. Um, these gloves, they're made by this company called 37. They're in Belgium. I don't even know if they sell these things in the U.S. Wait a minute, am I getting bit? No, butt moving. See that little light? They got a battery in them. They're actually heated. They're actually a little bit too warm. Let me knock it down a notch here. But anyway, these things are heated. They're heated gloves. They're actually well-made gloves. I'm kind of shocked. But I was skeptical when they reached out to me about these things. But they actually work. So I'm cheating a little bit with some heated gloves. I'm also cheating one other way. And I'm going to be perfectly honest. I always make fun of people that have the canopies and the enclosures, and I make fun of Jeff Manning for being weak, for having that big enclosure. I make fun of Jeff Manning for having a heater. Jeff Manning is Team Reeling the Blues here on YouTube. A bunch of y'all may not know who he is, but I always make fun of him because he's got a big enclosure on his boat, and he's got a heater, a big propane bottle for heat. I always call him weak and just everything. I'll show y'all something else. If you can see this right here. You see that? That's a little vest. I'll show you something else here. I'll reach in my pocket. I'm giving up all the truth here. All right, where's it at? It's buried underneath this hoodie and this wind jacket. I'm gonna show you. Hang on, let me flip the camera around. Pull it out here. Taking it out of my pocket. You see that right there? Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is? Yeah, that's Dieter cheating again. This company also makes a vest that is heated. I got on a heated vest. Uh, no, seriously, they sent me this stuff to try out. They're from Europe. They're over in Belgium, and I was skeptical because I thought this was a bunch of stupid, silly stuff that didn't work. But what it is, it's got this little heating plate in the back. Goes up the back, goes around your kidneys. It's really cool. I wish I would have had this deer hunting in Canada. So I'm cheating a little bit. Yeah, I'm worse than your old lady. Yeah, I don't know if that's the cheating part or getting cold, but now I'm trying this out. It's actually working. Today's a good day for it. It basically, I got the temperature all the way down on it, so it kind of feels like the sun. Like the sun hitting the front of you, know how it kind of warms you up? That's the way I've got it set in the back. It's just enough warmth that when you're sitting in the shade or whatever, that it adds some heat. So, but yeah, trying this stuff out, it works pretty good. It doesn't make the fish bite though. That's the bad part. I've only caught, I made one drift down the lake. I caught a fish there. I came up, anchored up in a place, sat for a while, did a phone call, and I think I only caught one fish there. Made a long drift, never got bit, and picked off a few white perch. So it's kind of slow, but I'm not in the best end of the lake either. I'm on the upper end. I think the better fishing is going to be on the lower end. That's where most of the perch are. I was down there yesterday perch fishing, catching perch for the bait tank at home, and there's a good many perch down there. It's where the birds are. I haven't seen any birds on this end of the lake, so that tells me that that's the place to be. So I may go down there tomorrow, depending on what happens with the rain. We're supposed to be getting some rain. It's going to be cold, 40 degrees. Wait a minute, I just said cold and 40 degrees and raining. Yeah, I'm probably not going fishing tomorrow. I'll probably go, I'm not that mad at them, and the fishing's not that good. So any perch near Big Allison, Will, that's where I caught them at. I caught them in Big Allison. That's where the birds are. I caught them, they were kind of scattered from pretty much where the hot water discharge is down, and not easy to catch, but I probably caught 4 dozen. And you know, you'd get on 2 or 3 at a time. Also caught some pretty good crappie down there too. Put some of those little video clips up on my Instagram. So are the perch big? Let's see, what was that question? Are the perch big? Pretty big. Some of them are. They're decent size. Be honest with you, we don't get as many of the big old Mongo perch as we used to. I think because they get fished so hard now with the popularity of this lake and the popularity of using perch for bait. So I don't see as many of those, you know, like pound-and-a-half perch anymore like we used to have. Not that they're not here, but this lake gets pounded pretty hard for those things. So, but yeah, Big Allison, there's fish down there. I actually went down there. I probably fished for 2 hours and then was loaded up and heading back home. So they're biting. Are you coming back to fish Tennessee? Want to ask? Yes. Matter of fact, I may finalize that plan tonight on figuring out when I'm going to come out. Probably going to come out sometime in or around Christmas. Maybe before, maybe after. A couple, 2 or 3 days. Try to pick a time when there's some half decent weather, when it's halfway tolerable. And try to time it on a weekend so that I can go accost Catfish Dave. I need to get some intel on where he's fishing at, and I'm going to go anchor my boat up right out in front of him wherever he's fishing at on the bank. So that ought to be fun. Man, do not look at the sun. I can't see a thing when that happens. But yeah, I'm going to anchor my boat right in front of wherever he's fishing off the bank and see if he figures out who it is. So, have you ever thought about going to Kentucky and fishing the Green River? No, Eddie, I haven't. I'm not real familiar with that. What is the now, Kentucky? Is that in east? Because there's so many Green Rivers. I know there's a Green River that comes down through Virginia, comes into North Carolina. I think it comes in. Yeah, I know it's in North Carolina. I don't know. I'm not familiar with that one at all. I've got a couple of things on my radar. It's just so hard to hit all the places. So there's so many good options. I mean, there's great options for me around here. Even the road trip options are good. I mean, Santee's close. I still have not been to the James River, believe it or not. So So yeah, there's a lot of options. Yeah, Dale. There's supposed to be rain tomorrow, from what I understand. Like it's 100% chance or something. Don, have you tried the mouth of Allison? I have not fished it, but I'll probably fish it down there tomorrow. There's fish down there. This time of the year, there's fish pretty much south of Buster Board anywhere down through there. So I'm just I came north and set up here, just looking for a hog. Sometimes you get some of these lone fish up here. If you're going totally hog hunting, hero or zero, and you don't mind going home without something, sometimes it's good to come up here and gamble, and that's kind of what I'm doing this afternoon. I've caught some bait, messed around with some stuff, made sure everything was working on the boat, and made sure these rods were working. I got a little different ensemble of rods going into 2020. I was going to wait until 2020 to do it, but I decided to do it last night. So I'll show you real quick. If you follow the channel, you'll know and you'll have seen I fish with these rods quite a bit. Big cat fever rods. Still got a couple of them on the boat, but I've added a few different ones. I've got one here from B&M. Another one of the big cat fever rods. This is one I've used for a while. And look what I brought back out of the corner of the building. Look at that. The old ugly stick catfish rod. Smallest one on the boat right now. I've even got an ancient mariner on here. It's the one that actually matches this reel. Comes from the same people. And then another B&M rod, Silver Cat Elite. It's red. I like it. It's red. That's a good thing. So, switching the game up a little bit. Why? Well, I don't know why. I just decided to. I'm going to try out some of these. Try out some other rods out there. If there's any that... oh my God, am I getting a bite actually? This is going to be tough because I'm going to have to lay the phone on the deck of the boat. I think I might be getting a bite. Which rod's it going to come on? The smallest one on the boat. The ugly stick of all rods. Hang on, let me flip the phone around here. Sorry, I don't have the phone holder. This is going to be... Let's see how this works here. Can you see me? Yeah, you got me. Let's see if the fish is still on here. Yep, he's there. He's there, hooked up. Small fish, whatever it is. Very small. But you know what they say? That feels like a channel cat. You know what I say? Any fish caught live is a good fish. Oh, he's a channel. Let's see if I can flip it in the boat. Is he hooked good? Yep. Hooked, bam. There he is. Look at that, man. Little channel. Little channel. You want to be on TV? You want to be on YouTube? No, Steve Douglas is not watching. No, Chris Flores is not watching either. What? You'd rather be caught by Catfish Dave. Really? No respect whatsoever here. There it is. Huh? Oh, chat cats would kiss you? Ah, go away, stupid fish. That was just wrong. No respect. No respect at all for me. Wanting chat cats to kiss? God. This is what happens, folks. I don't get respect in life. I don't get respect from the fish. It's just foul. Anyway, let me put this bait back in the water. Y'all hold on just a second. Bear with me. Remember, any fish caught live is a good fish. That was a good fish. I'm gonna sit y'all right here. Sorry I don't have my phone holder. I know this is kind of hunky clunky. But isn't that funny? Came on a homemade demon dragon. Hooker's terminal tackle circle hook. A little piece of perch. Oh, look at this. Dude, I bet I've had this ugly stick for 15 years. Get her back in the water. Let's just chunk it out this side. Keep it simple. Actually, let's do it that way. All right, let me get y'all back over here. The hardest part about fishing all these different rods is honestly casting them. I haven't had to cast them much, but because the tips on them are so different, you'll know that you kind of develop a rhythm for a certain type of rod, certain weight, certain tip action as far as casting it, where you release it, and all that kind of stuff. So going through here and casting each of them out, there's one that's got a stiffer tip on it. When I go to cast it, it's like, so anyway, fun. Any info on the Catfish Conference? Catting Around Outdoors ask. It's happening. It's happening in Kentucky. Yeah, still happening in the same place. And it's the weekend after the Daytona 500. The only reason I know that is because I'm going to the Daytona 500. And we'll go straight from that to the Catfish Conference. There's been talk, rumors that there's 2 more, but I've not heard any of that confirmed. So right now it's still happening. I plan to be there, and should be fun. Should be fun. It's great. Catting around, if you've never been, you need to come. It's a, as far as catfish rods, best place in the world to look at catfish rods. They're every one of them's there. You can lay hands on every one of them. And if you decide to buy some, you don't have to pay shipping. So if nothing else, if you're looking for catfish rods, that's the place to go. So but yeah, it should be a good time. If you see me there, come say hey, and I hope you make it out there. Just looking to see what some of the yeah, what's another guy? Sunline, channel, trout line, stuff on Green River. How big is Green River? I've heard of it, but have never been out there. Sorry, I'm scrolling through the comments here. Whisker Seekers. I saw something. What bait am I using? His Image 724 is asking. I am using white perch. I caught some out here yesterday, and that's what I'm using for bait today. Saw somebody say something about whisker sticks. I would actually, I'm going to reach out to a couple more rod companies. I'd like to have one rod from, I don't want any duplicates is what I'm coming down to. So yeah, I'm going to reach out to Whisker Seeker. I reached out to Chris Flores. Never heard back from him as far as whether he wanted to put a rod on the boat. And what's some other one? Ripping Lips was another one. They're red. I like red rods. My Bimini top's red and my seat covers are red, so I like red rods. Yeah, I think it'll be cool. The other issue I have is I'm OCD enough that I like everything to be the same color. It's a little bit of a struggle for me. It's one thing to have some black ones and some white ones like I was doing with the Big Cat Fever rods. Was I could like make it even numbers of them or something, and my mind was okay with that. But man, now it's like silver and black and white and red. I think what I need now mentally to be okay with it is none of them being the same color. I can't have but one white one, can't have but one black one. I need like, somebody's got a green one. Somebody's got a green catfish rod I saw the other day. I need one of those, and I need one of those orange Whisker Seeker rods. And that would eliminate a white rod and a black rod. That would be perfect. So anyway, yes, Daniel, I am on Wiley today. Good evening there, James. It's not evening yet. It's getting there, though. I wanted to do this later, but I'm probably going to be off here before dark. So Slime Cat rods is the green one. Yep, Slime Cats. That's it. I saw it the other day online somewhere, and I was like, dude, that thing's screaming green. That's pretty cool. That would be cool. My mind would wrap around that a lot better, having 6 or 8 rods, all of them a different color. Hello, Adam, over in West Virginia. That's where my family's at, up around Ripley, up in that area. Got a bunch of family up that way. I'm gonna try to get up there and fish at some point. There's a couple of rivers up there that look pretty cool. What brand of line do you use? Now that is the, I cannot pronounce your name right, Kusen or Sean, whatever it was. That was a tough name. That's tougher than my name. Andy Monster is all I use. I won't be switching from it anytime soon. So it's a good line. Low memory, abrasion resistant. I use the high vis, the yellow. I'll show you what it looks like real quick. But yeah, I'm Andy Monster. I'm not switching from it. It's a good line. So boom, there it is. Daniel said, "I'm in Allison loading up. You got skunked today." I must say he got skunked today. Well, it wouldn't surprise me if he got skunked because it's not a really, really good bite out here. So anyway, Fisherman Lee. Hey, Dieter, I fish out of the pier at Copperhead Island. Love your show. Hey, dude, that's awesome, dude. You can catch some fish over there. I don't know about this time of the year, but there are a lot of fish pull up in that cove. We've caught them at the mouth of that little cove that goes up in there to Copperhead, and it's not necessarily a bad place. You got to be patient. There's not a ton of them moving through there, but springtime is a good time to be up in there. Have you tried using cut up catfish to catch catfish? Yes, Philip. We did that years ago, testing it out just to see how it works, and it works really good. I hate to kill them though. It's like a last minute deal to use them, or last ditch effort to use them. I hate to kill them to do it. Can you pinpoint peak feeding fish in the wintertime opposed to summertime by solar charts? I don't. I don't get too much into mapping that stuff out with solar, lunar, any of that stuff. I fish when I can, and I just basically try to put the time on the water. Generally speaking, some point during the day, they're going to eat at some point. Bad part about wintertime is metabolism slows down. They don't feed as much, so their feeding may be very limited, and when you're going to get it. So I don't pay too much attention. The only thing I pay attention to lunar wise is when I'm fishing at the coast saltwater, because that affects the tide. So tidal influence definitely a difference, but I just fish when I can. Sometimes the moon's right, sometimes it's wrong, it's windy, it's whatever. I just fish. Hey, chopsticks is the green and black with the highlight. I think Catfish Sumo chopstick is the green and black with the highlight. Well, Catfish Sumo makes some cool little rattles. They sent me some rattles a while back to try. I think I've lost them all by now. But I like those. Those were pretty cool. They're kind of a demon dragon style. That's got a pretty cool paint job on it. Do you still like your lose reels? Well, I'll let that and that speak for itself right there. I get asked about those lose reels a lot. I need to be on payroll for lose because people ask me about them all the time. I use them. I cannot break one. Same thing can be said for the Ancient Mariner reels. I haven't broke one of those. So it's they work fine. I only, as I told somebody the other day, I only fish about 100 days a year with them, so I may not put them through the ultimate test, but I think if you spool them up with the right line that they are designed for, and that's something any of you guys out there listening are kind of new to fishing for catfish. Everybody wants to go with these super big God Almighty lines. And these reels are not designed, most of these reels, this class line, are not designed to put a 100-pound line on. And then crank the drag down and lock it down, and you tear stuff up that way. You warp spindles. They're not designed for that. I don't need that to catch catfish. So this size reel, 30-pound line, I can catch any catfish in the world. So I love my lures. Yeah, they're good. Dieter, you need to call me later where we can plan a Goliath grouper trip to Boca Grande. Let me tell you how planning a trip to Florida works. Okay, I look at my wife and say, honey, do you want to go to Florida? She goes and gets a suitcase, and we start heading south. Her family is actually from Sarasota, so I can go to Boca Grande anytime I want to, because it's only about an hour, about 45, 50 minutes down the road from where her uncle lives down there. So we will have to work on that. Need to come to Texas and fish, says John Wolf. I'd like to make that happen. There's a couple of places out there that I want to fish, and a couple of people I'd love to visit out there. And every time I fly into Texas for work, I fly across, what is the lake you come across when you're flying into Dallas-Fort Worth? Is it on some of the approaches? Is it Lake Fork? I think that's Lake Fork out there that we kind of come across. So anyway, do you ever fish Santee? Non-predator asked. Yes, I do. I was thinking about actually making a trip down there maybe this weekend or sometime here in the slow period. It's kind of a slow period for me work-wise. And sorry about the wind noise. Yeah, there's wind noise out here. I don't know how much. Let me see if I do this. If I can get my body to block the wind. Now I'm looking in the sun. Now I can't see. Let's try this side. See if this works. There we go. The speaker's down here. Put my hand right there. I don't know if that helps or not with the wind. I apologize. Yeah, I'd like to get to Santee sometime here in the next couple of weeks just for the heck of it. And I'm you're the reason I currently have 2 loose reels. I'm going to replace my cat mech setup with another loose reel. Charlie, that's pretty cool. I'm glad that works out. Like I said, I tried those things. There was they approached me right after I started my channel and said they'd send me 2 of the reels. So they sent me 2 of the reels. And I've lost contact with the people that are there. God, I can't see sitting this way. We have to deal with the wind noise. Sorry. Now I can see. But yeah, it's they're good reels. I'd use more of them. So yeah, lots of good lakes in Texas. Yes, John, there are a lot of good places down there. Former world record came from down there too. I think that was out of Texoma, wasn't it? See if I missed anything in here. So Santee Cooper, yeah, fish Santee. Southern Wisconsin. We finally have some ice on our lakes here. Time to go ice fishing. Wow, Wisconsin, ice on the lakes already. That's the thing that I kind of forget about, and us guys here in the South forget about, is that a lot of people that watch this channel from different parts of the country. Yeah, you guys don't get to fish. Yeah, it's a different world. I think I'd like ice fishing once the ice is thick. Because I've been on frozen over lakes in Canada where we deer hunt. I didn't know they were lakes. I thought they were fields, but they were actually frozen lakes. That stuff's thick. It's like 2 feet thick, foot thick. I mean, it was thick. But I know you guys get on that ice when it's kind of thin, relatively speaking, like a few inches thick. And I don't want to do that. Just call me once it's thick enough to drive a car out there, and I'll do it then. So I don't like it when I look in there and ice is like that thick. That's creepy. That's creepy. When it's like really thick, when they have to get the auger to go in there, and they got the little house, and they got the heater and satellite dish. That's pretty cool. Drive a vehicle on. Yeah, I've seen that. That's my kind of ice there. I like it when it's that thick. But yeah, we what's that team? Ghetto Rig. Wish you was fishing the River Wars. I'll be honest with you. If the weather is going to be as bad or as cold and rainy as they're calling for in the morning, I'm glad I'm not fishing. I think they're fishing tomorrow and Saturday. For you guys that don't know, the River Wars is a pretty cool little tournament. There's 2 major river chains here that are about an hour apart. And they do this thing called River Wars, 2-day tournament. They fish 1 day on this river system, the Catawba River system, and then they go over to the other river system on the next day and fish it. And it's kind of a team deal. You designate which river system is yours, and then they take I think it's a 5 heaviest weights or something, and determine which is the king river. So I kind of sort of wanted to fish it, but yeah, it's not gonna be fun tomorrow. Good luck to you guys. How do you sell someone when you spend fish only? Here's what I do. If it's bad wind, if it's windy, I prefer to just drift. Put out a drift sock, put my trolling motor out, and drift. What I do is use the trolling motor to keep the boat oriented in one direction. Generally what happens when you're drifting, even with swirly wind, there's pretty much a prevailing wind direction. You may get a little wispy stuff. That's what I do. I just use a trolling motor to keep the boat oriented in a whatever direction I'm going in. If I'm anchored, I'm anchored, and I just anchor down. I don't do too much suspend fishing, vertical fishing as I call it, straight underneath the boat. Most of the time when I'm fishing, I'm dragging, trolling, and I've got baits out pretty good way behind the bow. Some people ask why I do that. I don't know. It's kind of the way I learned to do it, and for me, it's just I like the rod angle and everything in that setup. So, just seems to help with the hookup stuff. So, see if I missed any other ones in here. You don't know what cold is here in Minnesota. It's just warming up to 10 above. Yeah, that's cold, dude. Not my. Not. I'm glad I live down here. I enjoy going to Canada to deer hunt when it's cold, sorta. But yeah, I feel for you guys. Having to live in those kind of conditions is not fun. Not fun at all. Not fun. What is as good as skipjack? Gizzard shad. It's not as good. It depends on the fishery. I mean, if you're fishing on the Tennessee River and out there where you got skipjack's hard to beat. But I did a video, I don't know, last year, earlier this year, whenever it was, on the best catfish bait. And I basically set it up as if I blindfolded you and said, you're going fishing somewhere in this country. I'm going to drop you in there from a helicopter and you're going to go fish in a lake and you only get to take one bait. What bait will you take? And that's why I said it's the best catfish bait. I said gizzard shad is your best bet, because those things are pretty much widespread anywhere in the catfish world outside of up north where the water gets too cold for them and kills them. And yeah, I think gizzard shad is an excellent bait anywhere you go. So that's my take on that one. But skipjack's hard to beat. If you got skippies, you're usually good to go on those waters that have them. They work out here, not that. I mean, gizzard shad's just as good. The Fishing Magician 2.0, any giants yet? I love your channel name, by the way, and I watched some of your videos, Fishing Magician 2.0, the other day. Did a little binge watching on there, and that name sticks out. As soon as I saw you here in the feed, I was like, I know that channel. So, cool content on there. You need to be in the deer stand, not in the boat. Grayson's killed 2 now. He got him a buck, and he got him a doe. We may let him go kill 1 more here soon. And our season is tough right now. We're on the, the rut's passed, and it's get lucky and shoot one now kind of time. So, it is what it is. I remember that Charlie Howard. One thing is, sport means a lot. Yep. Cool stuff, man. Cool stuff on there. Yeah, somebody's asking no fish. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to bring it in here in a second and go back and get some editing done, regroup, and keep some powder dry for fishing the lower end of the lake, because I think that's where the fish are. I think that's where the bigger, not the bigger fish. I think that's where the best chance of catching fish is. So, we'll see. See what the weather's looking like right now. Bluebird skies. It's really, in the whole scheme of things, very nice. My back is warm. My back is very warm right now. If y'all didn't hear it earlier, I've got a little cheater heater out here. Nope, it's not a heater in the boat. It's a heated vest. I've got some heated gloves, but I got my gloves off. My hands are freezing. Get my gloves. I got heated gloves from these guys. What's that? There it is. 37. They make this stuff. It's pretty cool. I'm sure there's people here in the U.S. make it. These guys are in Belgium, and it's toasty warm. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put my hand back in that glove. It's just warm enough. The thing I hate about hot hands. Hang on a second. Let me sit this down here where I can put my glove on. The thing I hate about hot hands is that they're so dead-gum hot. I mean, it's just hot. They call them hot hands for a reason. These things are warm, and they're not so warm that they screw up the blood flow to your hands. I think what happens is when you get a hot hand in there and it's super hot, I think that screws up the blood flow. The hand gets kind of warm, but the blood flow decreases. I don't know. I think there's some biology stuff going on there that makes those things kind of a pain, but they do get your hands warm. These are like warm on the inside. They should be called warm hands instead of hot hands. It's just enough you put your hands in there, it's like, all right, they're not freezing anymore. And the same thing with this vest I got on. It's just enough heat going up my back that it's just nice and it's like the sun hitting me. It's nice and toasty warm. So I'm getting weak. Next thing you know, I'll have a big enclosure on here. I look like Dale Sturgis with a big old thing. I'll have heaters with like 100-gallon propane bottles. I'll just go downhill. But for now, I'll suck it up for a while. Yeah, this isn't super cold. Tomorrow's going to be nasty, nasty. I mean, we still got sun hitting me here, so it's not bad. Tomorrow's going to be with the rain coming. Tomorrow is Friday. Yeah, tomorrow's Friday. It's going to be nasty. Raining. Is the bite any good? Ace Catfish asking. No, it's not. It's not good fishing at all. At least not here. I think it's probably better on the lower end of the lake. Somebody was asking where you can get this. I'll tell you what. Make sure I'm going to have a video up on Sunday that talks about this gear. I'm doing a new little thing. I'm calling it mail call, where basically I open up and talk about some of the stuff that people send in. I get people that send stuff in to me, and I'm just doing a little thing. I call it mail call. I'm gonna do that. Try to do it once a week or so, a couple times a month, something like that. And I think I had one just go up this week. The chum pod ones, the thing with the chum pods. Same thing. That was something somebody sent me, and that's what this was. This is and I talk about this. That's the company there. You can look it up online. 37.eu. It's the number 30, the word 7. And they're over in Europe. I don't think they sell this stuff in the U.S. They may. Somebody saw a picture of it on Instagram that I put up, and asked me where I'd gotten it at, because they were familiar with it. But I said, I don't know where you get it. They didn't tell me that. So anyway, yeah, go check it out on there, see what you can find out. It's not cheap. I'll tell you that. I looked at it real quick, and if I converted the euros to dollars, it's not cheap. But I guess you have to decide what your price you're willing to pay for comfort. So you on the upper end of Wale, you need to be in the lower end. Yep, Ace Catfishing. That's where I think the numbers of biting fish are. If I fish tomorrow, depending on what the rain happens, I'll go to the lower end and fish, and I should be able to catch fish down there. I'm just hog hunting up here. Up here in the upper end, I think there are, my thesis is that we have resident fish that are big fish, and I think they stay here year round, and there's not as much bait, not as much to eat, and it's kind of a good way if you're looking for just one big fish. It's usually hero or zero. You're probably going to not catch them most of the time, but you have a real good chance of catching a super duper whopper if you're willing to wait and sit through and be there at the right time when the feeding happens. So, Daniel, what is up? It's funny. Your Facebook friend request thing was weird when I got a second one, and I thought the second one was fake. So that's what was up with that. Kind of, anyway. It's a story nobody knows what the hell I'm talking about. But to answer anybody's question, the fishing is not good. It's not good right now on this end. But that got all changed on the lower end. I think there's more feeding fish down there. Typically, this time of year, everything is, I call it sob, south of Buster Boyd, which is a bridge that crosses the lake. So that's usually where the better numbers of fish are. They follow the perch, follow the shad, and it'll happen like this for a while. It's like there's this little southern migration of this stuff, and then it fiddles around down there, and then it starts hitting back up north there once it gets into the colder winter. So thank you, John. Appreciate that. Appreciate all y'all that watch and subscribe to the channel and frequent the place. And are we getting bit again? Guess which rod it's on? Guess which rod? Anybody want to take a guess? The ugly stick. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Let me set the phone back down. There's another small fish. Let me set the phone here. I'm gonna end up catching a. Now the truth is, I'm gonna get down here on one knee where I can talk to you. I've caught, I don't know, I think we've caught 4 or 5 fish that are right around 60 pounds. I caught one last year. He came on a big cat fever rod. The rest of them, they all came on these ugly sticks. So that's what's gonna happen. I've got all these really nice, expensive catfish rods on this boat. And the next big fish I catch, let me see if he's hooked good. I can flip him in. Yeah, oh yeah, he's hooked real good. Another channel. The next big fish I catch, I guarantee it's gonna come on this little flimsy, ugly stick. I will say this, you can tell a big difference. It's just the design of these nice catfish rods and an ugly stick. But, what? I don't care what Catfish Dave uses to catch fish with. I know he fishes off the bank and he catches a lot of fish. There's that one there. I know Catfish Dave just fishes off the bank and can catch fish as many as I do. Look at there. Hello, world. I'm Dieter's friend. I'm gonna slap him in the face with my tail here in a second. There's something about what? Go away. Dadgum fish like Catfish Dave better than they like me. Let me put this rod back in the water. Hang on. Bear with me. Catfish Dave, Catfish Dave, Catfish Dave fishes off the bank. Catfish Dave has to throw his rods 6 miles. Okay, anyway, where were we? I got a Winter Blues tournament on Lake Kiwi in South Carolina. Interesting. Tim, send me that information on that tournament. Let's go to my website, DieterMelhornFishing.com. Go to the contact section, send me an email with that info on that. Texas water temp is 58 last weekend. It is 53.8 here today. So it's a bit on the chilly side. Ace Catfishing, that is my aunt's house behind you. Tell her to come outside and yell. I'm watching, tell her to come outside and yell, I'm watching you on YouTube right now. That would really be funny. What do you think we're saying? Rashida, tweeting that team watch the premise. I have no idea. I don't watch news. Did they impeach Trump yet? Somebody said that was happening. I don't watch the news. I got rid of cable and satellite, and I'm totally disconnected from the world, so I don't even know what's going on. Dieter's just getting off work. Ben A. Wild Jr., Proctor, Blue Dog, Fishing. What's up, buddy? You hadn't missed anything today. I've caught 2 channel catfish, and they both have come on the smallest, most flimsy rod that I've got out here. You know how that goes, right? Yeah. They're always going to hit the smallest rod, the littlest rod. Yeah, so that's what happened here. The fishing's not great, but I have caught fish. It could be worse. Blessed to be here. And we have a saying, I need to come up with one for, yeah, I'll do this. You go to the, when we're deer hunting and we run into somebody at the, like one of the places down there, they go, hey man, y'all have any luck? I go, oh yeah, we had a lot of luck today. We didn't fall out of the tree and nobody shot us. We call that a pretty good day. We're lucky. Sometimes people think it's funny. Sometimes they don't. I think I'll start saying that at the boat ramp. Somebody say, hey, you have any luck today? Yeah, I didn't fall in the lake and drown. That's lucky. I'm putting my hand back in my heated glove. I'm getting spoiled here. Look. The heat setting up to 2. I'm gonna tell you, I'm curious. Part of the reason I wanted to use these things was to see how long these things would last, how long the battery would last. The vest is still warm. Flathead's gone for the year. Yes, game on. And they are out of here. Well, you can still catch them. You can always catch ones, at some point. But to consistently target them and find them. You ain't gonna find them anymore. Kenneth McCorkle glass are you using with perch? Yes, I am. Boom, to get back out of there. What do you think? They're getting off work. We're scrolling through here. Somebody's laughing about Catfish Dave. Catfish Dave. Catfish Dave. If you caught any deer, Tim, that's a good one. Because yeah, my stepdad, God rest his soul, was a Yankee man, good Yankee man, that didn't hunt. He was not only a Yankee man, but he was a city man. Nothing wrong with Yankees as long as they're from the country. But he was a city man, and God rest his soul, love you. Would always ask me when he didn't hunt or anything, and he would always ask me, "Well, did you catch any deer this weekend?" No, we did not catch any deer. So, anyway, that is funny. Did you try the South Fork? Mike is asking. No, I haven't, and I probably won't, to be perfectly honest. Again, you can always catch a good fish in there. You can always get one, but yeah, I kind of had there's a little bit of tactic going on with what I'm doing today with figuring out what's going on and looking at some stuff and just checking a few things. I didn't really try hard today, I guess is what it's coming down to. So, combination of factors. One, it's windy and it's a bad wind direction. It's a bad wind direction to set up in some places. It's a bad wind direction for doing some drifting and dragging and covering water. So, and I was lazy. I didn't trailer my boat to the lower end of the lake, and I didn't want to drive all the way down there in the boat. So, it's a whole lot of lazy on my part. Speaking of trailering boats, the Monday before Christmas, I'm going to be on Catfish Weekly. Any of y'all not familiar with Catfish Weekly, comes on every Monday night, 8 o'clock. It's a live show about, y'all guess, catfish. I hadn't been on in a while. Lyle asked me to come on and get into a little discussion and talk and argument about catfish tournaments. I've done a couple of podcasts talking about some catfish tournament stuff and talked about some stuff, and I didn't do anything in any videos, but anyway, I'm going to be on Catfish Weekly talking about that the Monday before Christmas, so make sure you tune in. It's right here on YouTube, 8 o'clock every Monday. It's a fun show to listen to. We get over in the chat on the side and get in there talking and acting stupid. So the other one to check out is Patriot Catfishers of America. They have a show every Wednesday night. That was last night that was on. James has that show, and it is on YouTube also, so check it out. Patriot Catfishers of America. I've been on his show, and I may be on there next Wednesday. He's having a big prize giveaway thing, and there may be a bunch of us YouTubers showing up at his house. So Derek asked, are there any big stripers in that lake? The biggest one I've ever caught is 13 pounds. I caught one probably about 6-7 years ago out here that was 13 pounds. But they're not stocked here. All of those are what we call washovers. They get washed in here from the lake above here, which is Mountain Island Lake. And South Carolina Deer Rack, and I'm on Wiley. I just saw your message there. And they're not stocked in here. There are a few living in here. A lot of those get killed every year when they make the run up the river. They get killed up at the dam when they make it to Mount Holly, because those guys up there kill everything they catch. So I wish they would stock it. They should stock it. It would do just as good as Lake Wateree would. But there's a lot of complaints and reasons, and the bottom line is it all comes down to politics, because Lake Wiley is on the North Carolina-South Carolina line, and basically nobody wants to pay for it. So that's kind of what, it's a political thing more than anything. What type of bait am I using? Andre, I'm using white perch. I don't know if you have white perch where you're at, but they basically look like a white bass or a true perch. But they kind of look like a white bass, very similar in body shape and the look of them and stuff. So they're very abundant here, and stocking up on them. Got a bunch of them, and be using those the rest of the winter. Mother is so dumb on stocking too. Yeah, Derek. Eastern Tennessee, Fort Loudon area, that whole area through there is the striper mecca. And then if you want to get into the trophy stripers, going on west of there and some of those rivers and stuff. That is the promised land for striper fishing. So, what's your favorite place to catfish? Cody Young asked. Right here, where I'm at right now. Well, in all seriousness, I don't know that I have a favorite place. I know some places I don't like. I don't like fishing on Mountain Island Lake around here. Uh, I like Wiley, but that's easy to say because I fish here a lot and I know the lake and I'm very comfortable fishing it and I have a lot of confidence in fishing here and finding fish and I know what's going on here. I like watery. I like Tennessee. I like Watts Bar. I like Fort Loudon. I like fishing out there. Big country, big water, big current. I like that stuff. Not a river fisherman. I don't have any. I haven't done any stuff out Mississippi or anything like that. I think that would be a struggle for me. A lot of frustration and a whole nother skill set and different way of fishing that you're not going to learn in a day no matter who you fish with, and it would take a lot of time to dial that game in. Fish water reed recently? If so, were you able to locate white purse, SE deer, have not fished it since pre-deer season when I did the videos about catching a lot of fish. It was on fire then, and fishing was good. Have not been down there. Should be able to find them though. They're going to be mid-lake. Everything's going to be mid-lake right now down there. Catfish Dave from Tennessee. I don't know where he's from. I don't really care. No, he's from Tennessee. He actually lives over in the Pigeon Forge kind of area, and he fishes a lot all around Fort Loudon and Watts Bar over in that area. So a little bit there around Tellico. So yeah, he's over there in eastern Tennessee. I think he's originally, from California. I think originally. So. And Ken's Fishing Adventure chimes in with hello from Cali. There we go. Richard Warsco seems to believe river fishing is easier than lake fishing. In some ways, I say, yeah, it is, until you start bottom bouncing and all that kind of stuff. And that's a whole nother different game. Again, a different skill set and different way of fishing. If you're just going in the river throwing out an anchor, I love that too. Single anchor fishing, find you humps, ledges, stuff like that. But when you start having to move baits and move around in those places, especially places that are flowing constantly, sometimes you have to do some moving to hit those fish, and it's a lot of work. It's a different skill set than what we have here. And it's just like the guys who come out here that fish rivers all the time trying to figure out how to fish a lake where water's not moving. They want to beat their heads into the wall too. So yeah, it's just a different skill set out there. I can imagine fishing some of that 3-4 mile an hour current. Hang on, Charlie's trying to be funny. I got to read all of it. Let's see here. Hey Dieter, is you and Catfish Dave kin each other there too? No, we're not kin to each other. Even though he's almost as good looking as I am, we're not kin to each other. So no, he's actually a pretty fun guy to be around. I enjoyed talking to him. I got together with him, made a little cameo in one of his videos last year when I was out in Tennessee fishing, and great guy to talk to. I mean, he's a player of the game. He's a student of the game, and I enjoy talking with him. And I talked to him, had him actually on camera from out at, did a live deal with him at the Catfish Conference last year. And yeah, definitely a student of the game. He's eat up with it. He's consumed by it, and I appreciate that in anybody. So yeah, good guy. Fun show to watch and listen to. Hear about the 112 count in North Carolina recently. I saw somebody put a link up to a 112-pound catfish on Facebook, but it was the one that was caught last year or 2 years ago. I don't know if there's been another one, but yeah, somebody had a link to one on Facebook, but that was the one that was caught 2 years ago. It was like, or whenever it was like the year after the state record was caught. It was like 117 pounds. So I don't know if that's the same one or not. It'd be cool if another one's caught though. My money would be it came from Lake Gaston, unless they got it on the North Carolina side of Kerr. So the Flatty Daddies, hi from Pennsylvania. I love your videos. They have helped me out a bunch. Thank you very much for saying that. You're very welcome. Very kind of you to say that. Those kind of comments, that kind of stuff, the feedback I get from people, is what keeps me doing it. The rewards on YouTube are slow coming and frustrating sometimes, but yeah, getting feedback from you guys is much appreciated. Maybe you go to Tennessee with your boat and get Dave in it and do a live show. It would be funny. I don't think Dave will get in the boat, but I will go fish with him on the bank. So that or I'm going to anchor the boat right in front of where he's fishing, one of the two. I do plan to track him down when I'm out there. I'm going to try to get out there in the next few weeks, and hopefully he's out fishing one of those weekends. And he works during the week, so he's out there on Friday and Saturday. So hopefully we can get something going on. So I think what Dave does is really cool in just being dedicated to bank fishing. He's lucky being where he's at that there's so much access to the rivers out there. We don't have that here. Guys around here that bank fish, I feel for them because, that right there behind me is what litters all the banks around here. If you flip over to this side, there's condos over here, there's houses up and down through here. To get to that little piece of land right there, you're going to have to walk in from a pretty good ways away and probably get arrested for trespassing. So it's just so hard to get bank access, and he's lucky that he's got that out there. And I'll be honest with you, I think he'd be dumb to get a boat and start fishing out of and doing YouTube stuff. He needs to stick to what he's doing because I think he's got a very good little niche there with the content that he's creating. People love it. People love him. And he's got a good following. So we may get him on the boat one day. Who knows? But, for now, I'll probably show up and fish with him and get out there and I'll bring my ugly sticks. That's what I'll do. I'll bring the ugly sticks. So thank you, Terry. Appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate it. Like I said, it's good to get feedback. And, oh, by the way, any of y'all, I do have a podcast now. I don't know if I've told Denver. I don't really promote the heck out of it. I'm kind of slack about that. But I do have a podcast. It goes up every Wednesday. I'm going to try to do more of them. But if you're driving, on a plane, all that kind of stuff, want something to listen to while your wife's watching TV and you want to ignore, you can sit there with your earbuds in and listen to it. Just go to my website, DieterMelhornFishing.com, and there's a link to it right there. It's on Apple Pod. It's on all the platforms. So it's easy to find. All you got is punch my name in there. Let's see what else we got in here. I watch all your videos. Ryu Keeson. I want you to tell me phonetically how to say your name. Ryu Keeson. Am I saying that right? Ryu Keeson. I watch all your videos and your information is amazing. I like that name, Ryu Keeson. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Give me a thumbs up if I'm not. Otherwise, tell me how to say it, because I hate mispronouncing somebody's name. Nobody ever mispronounces my name. That never happens. So, just rolling through here looking at comment. Boom. Where is the hunting vids? Here's the deal on hunting vids. I'm going to put another one together. I put one together from out in Kentucky. I'm going to be honest with you, hunting videos don't work. Plain and simple. I had one that went quasi-viral the first year I had the channel. I thought there was hope for them. Put some up last year. No luck. And I'm trying to think of the right way to say this. I got some inside information from somebody at YouTube about my channel. And my channel is very hard branded, imprinted with catfishing. And they basically said outside of something weird happening, some of that stuff's not gonna work. I thought about doing another channel with hunting stuff, hunting related. I'm probably gonna put one up anyway of Grayson's hunt here, the last one that we had, but the content doesn't do good, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I wished it did, but it just does not do good. And it all comes down to the algorithm, from what my little source told me. and it's the way because you just kind of get branded with a certain thing, and mine's very strong into the catfish world. So I'll probably still throw some up just for the heck of it. I got to put his up, but uh, well, some of the content I'm putting up here, I'm going to put up on this channel just because I want to do it, not because it fits the channel and where it's at in the niche and everything. But people don't watch it, is what it comes down to. Now, people who are, I just saw the Ron Jeremy thing. Oh God, that one's good. Let's see. Boom. Okay, here we go. Ron went bye-bye because that was going to go downhill quickly. But thanks for asking. It was a good impression. Where was I? The hunting stuff, there's some stuff I'm just going to put up. A lot of it has to do, the people who are like subscribers to the channel and subscribe to it because they like that, they're going to watch it. But as far as it getting suggested out, YouTube doesn't know what to do with it, I guess is the best way to describe it. And a lot of my newer subscribers did not subscribe, or they did not subscribe to the channel for the hunting content. So it's, I guess the best way to describe it is it's kind of complicated, but I've actually thought about doing a separate hunting channel, outdoorsy, something different. Luke from Catfish and Carp kind of faced the same thing with what he was doing on Catfish and Carp. And that's why he started his other channel, Outdoor Boys, because a lot of the content that he was wanting to create and some of the stuff he was wanting to do didn't really do well on his Catfish and Carp channel. It wasn't designed for it. So he created another platform for it. Thought about doing that, but man, I've got enough. I've got enough going on right now, and I'm just trying to keep this stuff up. So anyway, kind of is what it is. Douglas Doyle, I am fishing on Lake Wiley. First time back fishing for catfish in almost 2 months. Deer season kind of got in the way, and so yeah. Fish love me, Peterson. I enjoy your hunting videos a lot. Very informative when you sight it in your gun. Well, thank you. And honestly, some of those videos like that, I enjoy doing that stuff. They're kind of fun, and that's what I'm into that time of the year. Now, what'll happen is perfect world, as my channel grows, I get more subscribers, more followers. They kind of will understand that that's part of my life, and it'll make more sense to do it. But where I'm at right now, I'm still a small channel. Some of y'all are subscribers and you kind of know who I am and what I do. There's a lot of people, probably some that are, how many we got in here? 86 that are in this live feed right now, that have had this suggested to them, this video, and they're jumping in here and they have no clue who I am. They have no clue who my family is. A lot of y'all kind of like know me. I mean, you know a lot of stuff about me, but a lot of the new people don't. So it's in that whole psychology behind YouTube, it's kind of confusing when they think it's a fishing channel and then there's a hunting video and they're like, what the heck's going on? Now he's sighting in a rifle and he's grinding up deer meat, and like, I'm not deer meat for dinner yet. I'm sure most of y'all are familiar with that YouTube channel, which is a massive one. I'm not at that level, so maybe as I grow, channel gets bigger, I can do more and more than that and diversify a little bit. But right now, everybody knows me as a catfish person. They don't know me as a catfish eater, but they know me for catfishing, and that's why some of the other stuff doesn't do as well. But on a side note, I get to tell y'all this. Y'all get the early scoop on this, a little scoop. If you watch any of my videos, I have some saltwater stuff up there. I saltwater fish too, so I got some shark fishing videos. I had somebody reach out to me from Discovery Channel about licensing some of my shark fishing video. They came across the channel. They were looking for catch and release shark footage, and they found one video, but they didn't find all the good ones. And anyway, so we worked up a licensing agreement, and that's going to be in some Discovery, I think it's Discovery Channel shows next year. So a little inside scoop there, which is funny how it works. It figures that something that has nothing to do with catfish would be something that would make it at that level. And then it's funny that my second biggest video has nothing to do with fishing. So, uh, but that's the wonderful, interesting world there that is YouTube. So, any saltwater fishing, but congrats. And Fish Love Me Peterson, that's the thing with, another thing, with my saltwater stuff. With the majority of the people who are following my channel follow it because it's catfish, a large majority of those people never fish saltwater because, they're in the central part of the country and going to the beach isn't as easy as it is, as a part of our life here where we're at. We're 4 hours from the coast. But for a lot of my fans, people that subscribe to the channel and follow it, they don't do any saltwater fishing. So that's why those videos typically don't do that good. So it's just, again, I'm known as catching catfish and things catfish related. So that's why I thought about another channel, but yeah, I'm gonna focus on this. I wanna make this bigger. I've not even scratched the surface. Well, I've scratched the surface, but there's a lot more to be done here on this channel. A lot more good content, a lot more fun stuff to do. So that's where my focus is at. So Fishing Impossible, I love that name. I love that name, Fishing Impossible. Why didn't I think of that one? That was a good name. So come on springtime, what was the comment about spring? Come on springtime, yes, they were hot. We'll play the horseshoes and watch the catfish leave forever. We're not even in the winter yet. We're not even in the winter. I can't even think about spring. We still got a lot of cold and misery. So anyway, but yeah, Daniel, this is gonna keep going. This is just really, I'm in my fledgling stages of this thing. This thing's not even big yet. So it's what it is, what it is, what it is. Have you fished for whales, catfish during your saltwater fishing? James Leslie asked. No, the whales, catfish are over in Europe, and wouldn't mind doing it sometime. But it's another different world over there. Who knows? That would be an excuse to go to Europe, which I have no desire to do. But anyway, have you ever gone pompano fishing? No. Those look like they'd be fun to catch. If I can catch them on a spinning rod, I'm okay. If I have to catch them on a fly rod, no. Include them does the Discovery deal include some advertising? No, the Discovery deal is advertising your YouTube channel. No, it will be, the mention will be my name in a credits, and yeah. So I took the financial gain over. Well, they don't do that, so you can't really do it. So that's the way it is. If I had something really phenomenal, super, I guess I could leverage that, but I'm just little me. I wish they did, though. It would be nice. Any info for the Catfish Conference? Jose Sanchez asked. Yep, still happening. It's the week after Daytona 500, which I think is 23, 24, 25, somewhere in there. And I will be there. Coleman's Outdoors, thank you. Thank you to you and your wife for watching. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. The comments are great. If any of y'all ever have any comments, I know YouTube still has my comments turned off. They'll probably never turn them back on. I've lost all hope of that ever happening. Any comments, suggestions, ideas, you can always email me. Just go to my website, DieterMelhornFishing.com. I've got a contact section. Send me an email. That's the best way to get comments to me. I don't think they'll ever turn the stuff back on. Do you know for a nighttime video here? Casey, do you got enough clothes for a nighttime video? I've got a heated vest on. I can take it out here. I'm warm. I've got heated gloves now. So, yeah, I could take it. I may do it if the fishing warrants it, but you can catch this many fish during the day. But I know you guys like watching at night, so that could hinder people subscribing to your channel. Maybe not. That's a good question whether it does or not. I don't know. I hope it doesn't. I've had significant growth since it happened, but I do think it hinders some people, to be perfectly honest. Whether it hinders them from watching the videos, I don't know. I can turn around here this way now. The one thing that's true is that the majority of the people who watch my videos are not subscribed to the channel. And I'm talking 72% of the people who watch the videos that I put out uh, are not subscribed to my channel. So subscribers help, but like I've said before, subscribers are for your ego and views are for your checkbook. So somebody asked, oh, why did they turn them off? It has to do, from what they've said, in a very kind of secretive way. They don't want to give too much information out. They pegged a bunch of channels using machine learning and artificial intelligence that had content that either had kids in it or showed kids. And my son has been in a bunch of my videos that apparently, and they wouldn't say if anything was done in a specific channels. It has to do with the comment section. There was communication. I'll just cut to the chase. There was communication among, I think, a pedophile ring or a group of people, or somehow they were communicating through the comment section. It had something to do with the time code in the videos, and I don't know, they didn't give a whole lot of details, but the bottom line was they were supposed to do it to all of the channels that had kids in them, but they didn't. Some of them got their comments back. Luke from Catfish and Carp, his other channel, Outdoor Boys, got hit. His comments were turned off. And anyway, they were supposed to resolve it and fix it, and nothing's happened. I've had communication with them several times and got the typical, they're working on it, and nothing's ever been done. The one interesting thing is that generally when somebody asks me about this and we have this conversation, I will post a video and the comments will be on for, they'll be on for, the last time it was on for a day. It's almost like YouTube's listening, and I'm not kidding. Any of y'all that have watched my channel have noticed there have been some videos of mine that go up and they have comments. And it's happened, I don't know, 3 or 4 times since then. Comments will be on for, I don't know, one time they stay on for a day. Most of the time they were on for a few hours, and then poof, they go away again. So I don't know if that's something weird in the algorithm, but it seems like it always happens after we have one of these conversations here in a live feed. So it's kind of interesting, like somebody's listening. So YouTube, if you're listening, please fix it. Put the comments back on. It'd be good to have them back. So anyway, somebody was asking about COPPA. Don is the COPPA, whatever that is. For any of y'all that are not YouTubers, you probably don't know what it is, but it's Child Online Privacy and Protection Act, COPPA. And what it is, basically, it's YouTube reached a settlement with the Federal Trade Commission and paid them, I don't know, $140 million or something, because they were collecting data on kids that were on YouTube watching stuff, and that's illegal. And what they mean by data is just watch habits, what you're watching, that kind of stuff. Basic information that's in your cookies, so that they could serve ads to them. That was illegal, and they reached a settlement. So anyway, long story short, there's a bunch of part of the settlement was that a bunch of these channels that target kids with kids content are going to lose advertising and some other stuff. It's a whole big thing. There's talk, rumor, it's going to affect everybody, but we had a discussion about this in Patriot James thing last night, and it's really not going to affect fishing channels. I don't target kids with my content. I'm not like, creating content for kids to watch. Kids watch it. Kids watch everything, but it's not something to where I'm, doing videos, with titles like kids watch this to learn how to catch fish, or kids watch this, kids need to watch this, that kind of thing. So big difference between a kid watching it and actually targeting them. So it's going to be tough for a lot of these channels that do stuff like Legos or stuff with dolls, or I don't know, trains. I don't know what all the kids channels are out there. It's going to be a different game for them, and those guys are going to lose some money. There's going to be a big kicking the teeth for them revenue-wise. And a lot of these channels put lots of money into the production of creating this content, because it's hard to keep kids attracted to, a channel. You got to put out some good videos and some good, thought process into creating the content. So it's not going to affect me. I mean, my channel, I think I was looking at the stats. I think there's less than 1% of my viewers are under 18. So, I mean, most of my people are 25 to 55. It's kind of my range of where like 80% of the viewers are. So, won't affect me. That was a whole bunch of gobbledygook rambling about nothing to do with fishing. So, sorry about that, but somebody asked, so I figured I'd address it. So, anyway, I am going to jump off here for now. I've been on here for a while. What is this? Over an hour. Didn't expect to be on here this long. Was only going to talk for a little bit. But with this many of you in here, I like to chat and jack my jaws and answer your questions as much as possible. As much as this frozen hand will allow me. Meanwhile, this one's nice and toasty in the glove. Check that out, seriously. If you're wanting to spend a whole lot of money to get a pair of heated gloves, these are the way to go. If you're outside a lot, skiing, that kind of thing, it's probably worth it to you. Ice fishing, probably worth it to you. So, keep my little hands toasty warm. But for now, my sign off. New video coming up Sunday. Actually, it's about these products and then more catfishing stuff. So, I appreciate y'all watching, and we'll catch you on the water.